Okay, so by now, guys, we all know Nvidia selling off. Every AI stock on the planet is pretty much selling off, and we have to break down the charts, talk about Nvidia, what I'm looking to do, as it is my second biggest stock holding right now. And guys, my conviction has not changed. So let's dive into it. Hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, join my Patreon if you want to keep up with my actual portfolio updates, my trades, investments. If you want to be a part of my private Discord, that's linked down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stasurfs.com/Patreon. And now, guys, cheers. Let's dive into it. So we are now trading at a multi-week low on Nvidia stock, and it's pretty much been downtrending ever since about a week before earnings. So you guys know the stock got pretty hot heading into earnings, like it usually does, right? We got to 230, 235. I'm seeing 241 here on Thinkorswim, although that might have been in the overnight market. Either way, we're now down again to 205, actually 204 as of the aftermarket on Friday. So we're down from all-time highs about 15%. Not yet in a bear market, but we're deeply in correction territory. Of course, whenever a stock's down 10 to 20% from highs, that's correction territory. And whenever it's down 20% or more, that puts it in a bear market. And guys, with this move on Friday, we are seeing this descending triangle play out that you guys can see on this 1 hour time frame. And we now have a death cross, which is not ideal. And in my opinion, look, this is short term. We're not going to get much more downside, but the chart does look a bit ugly until you start to pull back the larger time frames, right? Take a look here on the 4 hour chart, guys. Yeah, it's a falling knife. Yeah, we're under these moving averages, which I'm not loving, but we are still maintaining this resistance. Well, it was resistance. Now it's support right at about 195 to 200. Check this out. If I get this sideways, channel tool out, you guys can see Nvidia was trading between, like I said, I've said this 100 times, but I'll say it again, between 170 to 175 up to 195 to 200. We were trading in that range, in that channel for months. We're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months, 8 months almost. Then we broke out to 235, 240 a couple weeks ago. And now with this drawdown being down 15% in correction territory, we're still maintaining this resistance as support, right? For now. Keyword is, or words are, for now. This is a critical spot, and this week will be a big tell, as to whether there's buying pressure or not. If this thing flushes through 200 back down to 190, 95, that won't be ideal for the bulls in the short term, especially if we take out the lows from the beginning of May, which you guys can see if I get the 20-day tool out or chart, or maybe on the 4 hour chart, we can zoom in. In the beginning of May, we held roughly 195 to 7. If that breaks, this is not going to be good in the short term. And, maybe Nvidia starts trading down towards 175, 180 again in the worst case scenario, which would put us right back to where we were before this big run that we had, which we hit 160 to 70 back in the early days of April. We're going to wipe out a lot of gains if it does fill the gap down, but I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. In fact, I think we're going to get buyers to slowly start trickling in as early as this upcoming week. We talked about in my last video about SpaceX, the IPO, the market needed liquidity, and the market, a lot of these big funds probably sold out. Not probably, they did. It's right in front of our eyes. They sold out of these, some of these AI stocks to raise money, right? I think there's going to be money coming back in buying this dip shortly here. Whether it's this week, next week, I think it's coming, right? I think it's coming, and Nvidia, technically speaking, is at a perfect spot to potentially add more for these big funds to add more to it after they allocated their money to SpaceX or do whatever they want to do with this capital. But I think this dip is a buying opportunity at the end of the day, and the charts back that up. And yeah, we're still in a falling knife situation. No buyers have really come in yet. We're not consolidating yet, but I think we're going to chop around at 200, 205 for quite some time here, and then we're going to see, boom, the recovery. Whether it's later this week, coming up, the week after that, I think eventually we're going to get a nice pop in Nvidia, and this is a great time to add, which I was saying that when it was at 205. Well, it is at 205, but when it was at 210, 215, and I'm still sticking to that. I think low 200s is a great add, whether it's 200, 205, 210, 215, especially if you think we're going to $300 plus, which I do. I still think that, and you got to follow the money, guys. Look, big tech, we're talking Google. We're hearing now Meta, they're going to issue stock. They're raising more money to fund the AI build out. And who's at the head of that? Nvidia, right? Their GPUs. And a lot of this money is going to go to Nvidia. And guess what? We're hearing Alphabet's going to issue stock. Meta is talking about it now. We're hearing that, which is going to send their stocks down in the short term, up long term, right? Because they're investing money now for the the future monetization and the current monetization, but the future monetization of AI. Guess what's going to happen? Amazon's probably going to do this, right? All these big tech stocks are doing this, and they're going to end up buying much more product from Nvidia, Micron, you name it, Broadcom, all these companies. That's where this money's going to flow to. So you got to follow the money. I would be nervous if we were hearing, Alphabet's AI build out is slowing down. It's stopping. They're not going to invest as much. They're cutting their CapEx guidance. If these big tech companies were doing that, right, I would be nervous. The sell-off would make sense. I think it might go even lower, right? But that's not what we're hearing. We're hearing the opposite. So for me, I'm looking at this long term and I'm like, this is very bullish for Nvidia, and the sell-off we're seeing is an opportunity. Like I've said throughout this video, because of what big tech is doing, you got to follow the money. And I'll leave you guys with that. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm curious kind of where your head's at. And I think overall the entire AI trade is a buy the dip. It might be, the obvious thing to say right now, but a lot of people are panicking and they might need to hear that. They might need to hear it. So for me, I'm looking to add more Nvidia. I added more Micron. There are a bunch of ETFs I'm watching, like DRAM, which I'm very interested in, the Round Hill Memory ETF. If you want to go crazy, you could look at Soxel. SOXL, which is a 3x leveraged semiconductor bull ETF. So if you want to go nuts and buy the dip and you want to do it with leverage, SOXL, one worth watching in my opinion. You also have SMH, obviously, which is not a leveraged ETF, but a regular semi ETF. This one went down 9% on Friday. So there are ways to play this without buying Nvidia straight up. But in my opinion, man, Nvidia is as good as it gets if you want to buy an AI stock, quote unquote. And again, follow the money, guys. If these big tech companies were turning off the faucet on the AI spend, that would be bad. But it's the opposite. It's quite the opposite. Which, yeah, we're going to get some share dilution, but at the end of the day, it's for longer term growth. I see the vision, and I'm comfortable riding the ups and downs here, because at the end of the day, guys, I don't need this money that I'm investing in Nvidia and Alphabet and Amazon. I don't need this money tomorrow, next year even. Heck, even in 2-3 years. I have time to wait. I have an emergency fund. I have cash. I have other investments, outside of the stock market. So I'm not freaking out. I think people freak out when they need this money in a month from now, in a year from now. I don't need it anytime soon. So I'm willing to let it ride. And if you're in that position, you're in a position of power. If you're in your investments for the long term, if nothing can really shake you out, you have savings, you have an emergency fund, you're in a position of power, right? You're out of debt too. That's a big thing, guys. I have no debt. My family's in no debt except for, a little car loan we have, which I could pay off tomorrow. I mean, look, I could pay the car off tomorrow, but it's what? A 3% interest rate, right? So if you're in low interest debt or no debt at all, you're in a position of power, man. If you have a mortgage with nothing else, right, you're in a good spot with a cash emergency fund. You can let your stocks ride. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So that's kind of where I'm at, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious where your head's at. And yeah, man, it's going to be an interesting week. Hit the like button. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Join the Patreon if you want to join the community, be a part of the private Discord, see what I'm doing week in, week out in the market, what stocks I'm buying, how I'm investing, trading. All that is linked down below on Patreon, pinned in the comments, or go to stocksurfs.com/Patreon. And with that being said, guys, save your cash. Don't panic out of the market. Get out of debt unless it really makes sense with a low interest rate, mortgage, or, you're in a car loan. Even car loans. Most people should just get the heck out of car loans. Heck, I should pay my car off tomorrow. But, if you're in high interest debt, man, high interest is the key here. Get the heck out and you'll be in a position of power. With that being said, guys, I'll see you later. Have a great rest of your Sunday.